Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Akana from Duallist Project, and today I'm bringing you mid-seasonal commentary on Season of Winter 2016. As you might have known from my previous videos, mid-seasonal commentary is about having a quick look on the series mid-season and to provide a brisk commentary. This is the first time when I'm doing at a whole batch. I'm missing a couple titles which are continuing from previous seasons, but I'll be looking at the new ones I picked up this season, and it's the plan for the other mid-seasonal commentaries which will come later in the year. So without further ado, let's have a look at the first title I picked up this season. First one is Active Raid. It's an police anime with a mecha in it, or mecha elements in it, because the agents dress up in kind of fancy suits, and that's pretty much it I can say about it. Uh, the story is kind of weak, to be honest. It's beating around the bush, and it's really episodic, and the episodes do not tie into each other really nicely. So virtually one episode, one criminal, one apprehension, and there is slight hint to what goes in the global picture. And I do not know how many episodes it's going to have, but hopefully not only 12, or they do not plan to do wrap up in episode 12, because that would be frankly ridiculous. Because at episode 8, we still do not know a damn thing about what's happening in the background, so it's pretty much that. I mean, it can be compared. Uh, it's compared by miles. To Psychopath. It's kind of same mystery, but a Psychopath is done million times better. It's got more suspense. This one is just lackluster. It's just like average police show, I would say. No, not even that. It's just lacking in really good storytelling. The effects are okay, but the whole story is kind of random. So it's not going to score uh, highly in my end of season rating or end of season commentary, to be more precise. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's got more episodes to come, and hopefully, it will improve. But uh, in back of my mind, I seriously do not believe that, or honestly do not believe that, because I think it will stay like that till the episode 12, where they'll do a wrap up and say, look, here's the main criminal, and just that's it. Yeah, kinda think it's going to end up like that in a really, really bad way. So we'll see how it unfolds, and yeah. Moving on to the under, Ao no Kanata, no For Rhythm. This one is one of my favorites, which I've been really watching after a long day after work. So because it's kind of relaxing, or so far it has been. It's a sports anime. There is a sport called FC, which is virtually about flying to flying buoys and touching them, or touching opponent's back while flying. The main characters are really, really nice, or the characters are really nicely drawn up uh, in the series. So the character development is there, but it's not so. How to put it? Stark or strong, because the characters have already a nice character, and I wouldn't say there isn't a room for development, but it would ruin them probably. and it's really nicely tied into the show, which is cutesy and everything. And the characters, I mean, each and individual characters is done really, really, really nicely. And who made those characters? Sorry about that. Who made those characters? Done a really, really good job. I mean, it's an nicely paced anime. It doesn't rush off things too quickly. It, I mean, it's just one of the things you really want to pick up after a long day of work, have a laugh and everything. And yeah, it's a comedy, it's a sports comedy, and it's one of the recommendations I would put forward. It's not a top one, but if you're a lot into sports anime and would or perhaps are looking something to watch and relax after a long day at uni, work, or school or whatsoever, yeah, this is something to pick up. Okay, moving on to the third one. Boku dake ga inai machi, or in English, Erased. This title I'm completely hyped about. This is the title. This is the number one so far this season for me, and just it's going to be extremely hard to explain why, because I've never been into a mystery drama, not too great deal. I was more into the uh, action genre and everything being flashy. This one is a psychological mystery. Well, maybe horror. Not horror. Not really. It's not scary. But I mean, it's a mystery. It's a mystery anime, and done a really, really, really good job. Uh, the outlying theme is time travel. Yeah, I'm a complete sucker for this. A time travel, and how it nicely blends in what happens in the past and what happens in the future. It's a job really well done. The characters are simply amazing. Uh, the main character, I mean, how they played the main character is just simply amazing, especially when the 29-year-old blends into that 10, 11-year-old kid. So that's, I mean, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen nobody do that in my life, and I say I'm impressed. I'm friggin' impressed. So, and the story is really nicely written. Uh, there is a lot of funny situations. There is tension. There are cliffhangers. I mean, and it really everything nicely ties in into each other, and is just simply amazing. So I know so many people have been hyping it, and so far I have not been disappointed. And it's so far it's a top ranker for me, and or so far it's a number one for me because it's a thing I when I come back. Uh, I need to watch it. This is okay. It has aired. Need to watch it. So yes. So turn it on a big screen and watch and enjoy. So Erased or Boku Dake ga Inai Machi is a number one title, and I'm really hyping it. I'm recommending, even for the people who do not like mystery, this show is really worth it. Um, Probably it might be because it reminds me one visual novel, at least a part of it. The visual novels are 18. It's Yume Mirukuseri, A Drug That Makes You Dream, and to be more precise, the what's her name? Aika? Aika or something? I do not know how to pronounce the name. Aika probably, and her route because kind of the feeling or the atmosphere is similar to it. And yeah, it feels nice. I mean, this is a title. I recommend, and I hope it's not going to end up badly, or the ending's going to be even more awesome than the so far. I mean, there is high expectations for, or I'm putting really high expectations for it. So yeah, that's erased. So yeah, Bubuki Branki. That's the fourth series I've picked up this season, and this one as is average. This one, I mean, it so far it doesn't have any outstanding point. Uh, it's been a pretty average fighting action anime or mecha anime. There are big damn huge robots, or at least couple of them so far. I think three, and more of them will come. And the fighting seems really nice. The characters are pretty shallow, to be honest. There is some backstory for them, but I mean, the backstory for each character was covered in what, 2 minutes? Okay, not really good. Doesn't give a depth to the characters. Uh, yeah, the characters are kids, but still. Uh, I mean, I do not have a feeling it's really well written, or at least the good team party, or how to call it. The effects are okay, seen better, seen worse. So I mean, this is an average anime, not really. I'm just following it and see how the story unfolds. It's going to probably end up having, I think, 24 episodes, hopefully, because again, if they've wrap it up this season, it's going to end up really rubbish. And yeah, so hopefully they do 24 episodes or 2 seasons or even more than that, because the story hasn't virtually progressed anywhere. I mean, there has been some progression, but I mean, we're baby steps, or at least it's got, because it's average, it's got a huge potential to do the things right or really screw things over. And yeah, or screw things up, not over, but both, or screw us over. That would be better. Screw things up. So yeah, the characters are really not really well written. Probably something like my characters in my book in the beginning. They were really flat as well. Now it's gotten better, but I would compare myself to that and probably say, yeah, look, that's how rubbish I am. So yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. Konosuba. Konosubarashi Sekai no Shufuku o. This series is just a complete randomness. To be honest, this thing, I thought it would be something along the lines of SAO or Log Horizon, or I mean, the topic is the same, or topic. I mean, there is no virtual reality or so far, because the character actually gets reincarnated in the other world, and yeah. So I thought, yeah, it's going to be a hero adventure. Yay! Looks interesting. The characters on the cover art look interesting. This is going to be, could be a harem one, could be something. This thing is an utter madness. This thing, you will know when I'll do the end of a season's commentary. This thing, I'm going to put it down as a madness, because this thing is madness, random as hell, and the characters are sick. I mean, that's everything is a case for a mental hospital, I would say. But that's as it points, because how they even managed to pull it, I don't know. The the guy who wrote this, it can be probably called a genius, because this level of nonsense or is just, and how nicely it ties into each other, or just bends. It's a coherent madness. I know I must sound crazy, but this thing is really something like that. So if you want to have a really good laugh, or just want to stare at the screen, saying what the hell is just happening, or saying okay, this isn't true. Come on, come on, yeah, this is the show for it. It's one of the probably again recommendations, uh, or maybe rather not because it's crazy, but it's I would say give it a try. Watch 2 episodes and decide. Give it the 2 episodes, I would say. It's like love it or hate it. So uh, visually, it's interesting. Uh, Story-wise, there hasn't been too much of a story. Yeah, there have been some. I mean, it's because it's been circling around the character development, but I think the story is not about going and doing the hero stuff. So yeah, pretty much it. So I would say the story is about the character development and just how they fare with their madness, I would call it. Yeah. So, but I would say that's pretty much it. Moving on to the next one. Messiaen no Phantom World. This one I kind of had the high expectations for because it looked interesting. The premise looked interesting, but unfortunately, I was let down. It's an really average anime. Uh, I was more looking for towards more action, and I know I've been let down by Supernatural or ESP user anime recently quite a lot, but nevertheless, I still like to get myself burned. This one looked interesting. The first episode looked okay. Then it went downhill. I mean, the characters are okay. There've been some decent character development, or and the main character or the main male lead has gone undergone some serious character development, and the female characters a little, and yeah, but the story-wise, it's again pretty average, and despite I watch it every week, it's not something I would need to straight when I'm back from work or from wherever I were. Uh, I would say I need to watch it. No, it's fairly okay. I have a time. Let's watch this stuff. So kind of thing. So it's got some really interesting take on mythical creatures and everything, but and there is a plenty of explanation. It's more of a mystery than action, but hell yeah, it's something to watch. But wouldn't give it a high score, so it's going to end up, I think, 6 in the end of a season commentary, because well, otherwise it surprises me in the couple of remaining episodes, but I kind of seriously doubt that. And yeah. Okay, moving on to the penultimate one. Phantasy Star Online 2, the animation. Okay. To be honest, I waited a long time before I picked this up. Uh, I picked it up 2 weeks ago, and it was the right choice to do so because it's kind of a good show to binge. So when I was down with a cold over the weekend, this thing was good to watch because it's a time meter. And yeah, haven't looked at who is the backer or developer, or how to put it, the studio behind the animation or the publisher. But this thing is a huge Sega advertisement for Phantasy Star Online 2. Big surprise, surprise. And even though if I compare it to Atlas's Person of War animation, this thing is a pure advert. This is an advert. Sorry, Sorry, folks. Sorry, Sega. This is a pure advertisement, and you have chosen the wrong problem media to do it. To design, I mean, it represents the PSO2 quality. I must say, the fighting scenes are pretty awesome. This is the good thing. The real life, it's okay. The character development, there is some, but it's saying, "Hey, people, come play PSO, come play PSO." Just like, okay, Sega. I think Sega will be one of the people backing it, so surely. If not, if it's not going to be the publisher, the Sega 100. But let me tell you on this: if you want to have a good advertisement for something in the West, for a PSO2, bring it to the West. It's like, do you not give us a game anime? Give us the game. Yeah, the anime is okay. It's a good advertisement or advertisement series, I would call it. And yeah, but where's the PSO2? Sega, okay, hello. Where's my PS2? I used to play it on Japanese servers before you cut me off. Hello. Yeah, sure. And where I was, yeah. I mean, this thing, I have been always skeptical with anime based of games. Or let's put it this way, anime made of games which are not visual novels, because with visual novels they pick up one route or do and their own image of the visual novel, slightly rewrite it, but usually they cannot go wrong. But with the game animes, it's hard to say. And with the PSO2, my worries were straight on a point because this thing, as I said, several times during this short commentary, it's a friggin' advertisement. And yeah, and it's really tied into play PSO2 people. It's a good thing. Yeah, for heaven's sake, even the academic is called Sega Gakuen. Ah, come on. We know the Sega developer, but come on, Sega, bring it to West. Actual animated characters, as I've said, they're okay. The best thing is really the battle animations because they probably use the game engine to render it. Yeah, or use the same, I mean, the tag behind the PSO2. Cool. That's things, but yeah, but this thing will rate really low, I would say, in my scoring. It will not get something like twos, but I mean it will get 5 or 6. So I mean this story has been not really. I mean we know what's going on, so but I mean it's taken forever to get there or to. I mean it's being kind of obvious. It's like a child whose hand is bleeding from a cut plate and say, no, I didn't do it, or something like that. Yeah, it's obvious like that. So, okay, moving on to the last. On to the last anime I've picked up this season. Schwarzes Marken. Yeah, this thing, or is simply awesome. If I say the alternative title, you might know from straight point up that I'm not going to say not too many bad things about it because the alternative title is Mavlov Schwarzesmarken. You hear me well, Mavlov. It's the same, or it's from the same series as the Mavlov the Alternative, where the Beta have invaded the Earth and are massacring humanity. Yeah, the alternative was more gory than this. There is still a lot of things, a lot of fighting to do, but it's not as bloody as Mavlov was. Was kind of hoping it would be, but yeah, there was one episode when the soldiers were utterly massacred, but not in a way Mavlov Alternative did it. The Schwarzesmarken is, I would say, a weaker sibling to it because the stress than being desperate from the alien invasion is, I would say, a side theme. I mean, because the beta haven't invaded Europe so far. Uh, the show takes place, I think, in the 80s, I would say. Yeah, 80s. In the East Germany. So you can, when you think of East Germany in the 80s, what do you think? Stasi. Yeah, sure. That's one of the main things happening in the anime. Stasi. Virtually, the the anime is really learned about just how the country can be so wicked, and the soldiers are thrown into I wouldn't say fighting Stasi and or being afraid of Stasi and being afraid of Beta. There's this huge psychological stress on that. I mean, and the psychological effect is doing more to the viewer than well, more. I mean, it's hard to say. It's pretty intense as well, but compared to Muffle of the Alternative, or that things, I mean, it's less gory, it's more psychological, but we'll see if it picks it up. There haven't been so many bad things happening, which is kind of disappointing because Marvel series are pretty much about slaughter. You have a top-notch tech. Well, shame you're going to get devoured by aliens and thousands of them. Okay, you've got loads of bullets. No, don't worry, more are coming until you ran out of fuel, ammunition, and got torn out. Oh, you want to fly away? Bam! You get hit by a laser class. Uh, that's not happening too much in the Schwarzesmarken, but the fighting is nicely done and everything, but if you expect to be on level of Marvel of the Alternative, you might be slightly disappointed, but you'll find it's got its strong points somewhere else, and I would say it puts it on equal footing. It's a really good piece, and we'll see how the story develops, because I'm really interested to seeing how it ends. Be and if it's able to, I might not sound so enthusiastic because I've been talking for more than 30 minutes now, and so it's hard to get the enthusiasm as for Erased, but hell yeah, I'm damn hyped about it as well. When I saw it, I said, okay, this is a pick up. I mean, I need to pick this up from, even if I had to again get a VPN and stream it from America. Yeah, there's a dedication. So yeah. So you've heard my opinions on the Winter 2016 titles. I know I'm missing some titles, as for example, second season of Gate, but I wouldn't count it as a proper second season because it continues on. Because the first season kind of cut it in the middle, and there is no time lapse between the two series, or I mean, or some change. So it's virtually they split it for airing reason into two different seasons. So Gate, I'll be doing end of a season commentary. There are a couple short ones which are hard to comment on the mid-seasonal commentary, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I've been watching some backlogs, so I'll be doing the end of the season commentaries while when I'll finish them. So look forward to more stuff coming in or coming out, and I'll be doing more visual novels in coming weeks. And hopefully, if my components arrive in time, I'll be back with streaming Rune Factory. And yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, folks. This has been Michael Akana from Duallist Project. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and keep tuned in for more stuff coming your way. Thank you.